You are sitting across a table from someone. The condensation on your iced coffee is pooling onto the coaster, and within exactly 5 seconds of them opening their mouth, you already know. You see the slight tightening around their eyes, the way their pitch goes up half an octave. They are lying, or at least, they are performing a very rehearsed version of the truth. You just nod and let them keep talking. It feels almost like a superpower, doesn't it? This hyper-calibrated radar you carry around. You can walk into a crowded room, scan the microexpressions, and immediately map out who is insecure, who is overcompensating, and who is secretly resentful. Nobody can fool you. You are the ultimate observer. You see right through the act. But here is the paradox. Here is the quiet, exhausting contradiction of being the person who notices everything. The moment someone sits in that exact same chair, looks you dead in the eye, and offers you something completely genuine, a compliment that lacks an agenda, a gesture of unconditional care, a quiet moment where they just tell you that you matter to them. What does your body do? You do not lean in. You flinch. Your jaw clenches. Your stomach drops. You smile back, but internally, an entirely different machinery is grinding to life. You take their kindness, put it under a microscope, and start looking for the trap. To understand why you do this, we need to look at how a typical brain processes safety and compare it to what your nervous system is currently doing. Let us say a regular person receives a compliment or a moment of vulnerability from a friend. Their brain registers the social cue. A healthy dose of dopamine is released. The vagus nerve signals the body to relax. They feel warm. They simply absorb the moment and move on with their day. Now, let us look at your brain. The moment the praise lands, your amygdala, the threat detection center of your brain, spikes. You do not feel warmth. You feel suspicious. Your nervous system treats a genuine compliment the exact same way it would treat a sudden loud noise in a dark alley. Instead of absorbing the affection, you immediately start running a forensic analysis on their motive. Why are they saying this now? What do they want from me? Are they just pitying me? How long until this shoe drops and they realize I am not actually what they think I am? You calculate the trajectory of their kindness just to prepare yourself for the moment it inevitably expires. You have turned the simple act of receiving love into a complex hostage negotiation. And you do this not because you are ungrateful, but because somewhere along the line, trusting the surface level of anything became dangerous. You probably grew up in an environment, or survived a specific relationship, where kindness always had a hidden tax, where peaceful afternoons were just the prelude to explosive arguments. You learned that if you just looked closely enough, if you anticipated the mood shifts by observing the heavy footsteps in the hallway, or the specific way a door clicked shut, you could protect yourself. Your hyper-awareness was the shield you forged to survive unpredictability. But the threat is gone now. The war is over. Yet here you are, decades later, still wearing heavy armor to a dinner party. There is a clinical term for what you are doing. It is a psychological defense mechanism called intellectualization. It is a highly sophisticated, incredibly exhausting way of lying to yourself. When you intellectualize, you take a raw, visceral emotion and you strip it of all its messy feelings by turning it into a purely academic exercise. You think about your feelings instead of actually feeling them. Imagine someone hands you a piece of burning coal. Feeling the emotion means dropping the coal and crying out because it hurts your skin. Intellectualizing is holding the burning coal, watching your skin blister, and calmly reciting the chemical properties of combustion. You tell yourself that because you understand the fire cannot hurt you. But you are still burning. You are so incredibly skilled at psychoanalyzing your friends, your family, your partners. You can explain their childhood traumas to them over a glass of wine. You use this sharp, clinical observation as a flashlight, constantly keeping the beam pointed outward at everyone else. Because as long as you are shining the light on their issues, the room stays dark around you. You never have to look at your own shadows. You never have to sit in the terrifying silence of your own grief, your own inadequacy, or your own desperate need to be held. You convince yourself that if you can just understand why everything happens, if you can map out every possible human interaction and its subsequent failure, you will never be caught off guard again. You will never be abandoned again. You trade the terrifying vulnerability of genuine connection for the sterile illusion of control. And it works. It keeps you very, very safe. But it also keeps you entirely alone inside a crowded room. The tragic irony of being the person who cannot be fooled is that you end up fooling yourself out of the very thing you are desperately searching for. You want to be loved deeply, but you refuse to let anyone close enough to see the parts of you that are not perfectly curated and analyzed. You demand raw authenticity from everyone else, while you sit safely behind a fortress of psychological observation, taking notes. You watch people fall in love, make mistakes, get their hearts broken, and piece themselves back together. You watch them live. Meanwhile, you are sitting in the audience, critiquing the script, wondering why you feel so empty. This constant vigilance is not a personality trait. It is a symptom of profound, quiet exhaustion. Your nervous system is running a mental marathon every single day just to have a casual coffee with a friend. You are so tired. You are so tired of being the smart one, the perceptive one, the one who always knows what to do and what to say. So what do we do with this? How do you turn off a machine that has been running your entire life? A machine that fundamentally believes its only job is to keep you from getting hurt. You do not fight it. You do not shame yourself for having this armor. That armor kept you alive when you needed it most. It shielded you when no one else would. You owe it a debt of gratitude. But you must also have the courage to recognize that it has outlived its usefulness. The war is over. It is time to retire the guard. The healing begins with a very quiet, very terrifying decision. The next time someone offers you kindness, I want you to try something truly radical. Do not dissect it. Do not look for the angle. Do not run it through the algorithm of past betrayals to figure out what it means for your future. Just for 3 seconds, let the words land. Let the compliment sink into your skin. Notice the physical sensation in your body when you do not immediately push the warmth away. Allow yourself to be naive. Allow yourself to be a little bit foolish. The world is not going to collapse around you because you stopped policing the perimeter for one afternoon. It is going to feel incredibly uncomfortable. Your brain is going to scream at you. Your threat detection system will blare its sirens, warning you that you are making a massive mistake, that you are dropping your guard, that you are going to look stupid and end up getting hurt. And you know what? You might. People are messy. They might disappoint you. They might change their minds. The warmth they offer today might not be there next year. But shielding yourself from the potential of future pain is actively robbing you of the reality of present joy. You have spent so much of your life trying to outsmart your own suffering. You thought if you could just foresee the betrayal, it would not hurt as much. But suffering cannot be outsmarted. It can only be felt and moved through. And the exact same door that lets the pain in is the only door that lets the love in. You cannot selectively numb the bad without also numbing the good. It is time to put the magnifying glass down. You have observed enough of the world. It is time to actually step into the arena and live in it. It is okay to not know everything. It is okay to be surprised. It is okay to let things be exactly what they appear to be on the surface, without digging for the tragedy underneath. Above all, it is okay to let someone else be the strong one for a little while, so you can finally rest. Thank you for holding space for yourself today. If this resonated with your quietest struggles, consider subscribing to our channel so we can continue peeling back these layers together. Leave a comment below if you have ever felt trapped by your own awareness. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and I will see you in the next video.